November is the time when people in the United States celebrate Thanksgiving. It's a mainly Christian holiday, and we celebrate the fact that the Lord allowed for this nation to be established, and also that He has watched over and blessed us throughout the year. So Thanksgiving will be coming up this month. It's a time when we celebrate with family and friends, usually around a meal. And it's a fun time, and it's one of my favorite holidays. I wanted to share with you today what I call a tale of a turkey, and let you see how wonderful God can be in the midst of everyday living. Some years ago, my husband and I had a renewed relationship with Jesus and the Holy Spirit, and we were revitalized in our Christian experience. We were so excited about the things that God was doing. So it was a wonderful pleasure when we were asked to share our testimony on a Wednesday night at church. Well, I was at that time in a large Sunday school class of women, and one of the women who was at the testimony time seemed to have a change in attitude toward me after that testimony was given. I didn't really understand what had happened. She wasn't rude. She just seemed to avoid me. Well, she was not a close friend outside of church, but of course I always knew her from our time in church together. So you can imagine I was somewhat concerned about what was going on with our relationship, but I hadn't spoken to her about it. When our class decided to have a Thanksgiving luncheon together, we were going to do that a week before the actual holiday. And so we divided up among us, the different dishes we were going to put together to have our luncheon. Well, I volunteered to do the 25-pound turkey and all the trimmings that go with it. And so when the day came, I had put the turkey in the oven early in the morning. And before I popped it in there, I put my hands on that turkey and I said, Lord, I want you to make this the very best turkey anybody's ever eaten. I want it to be delicious for everyone in the class. So I ask that you'll take care of it and let it cook beautifully and be just right for them. And later when I took the turkey to our friend's home, she had beautiful tables set up in her living room, and we had a buffet there with all the trimmings. And when everyone had their plates served and we sat down at the little tables together, we said our prayers, thanked God for His blessings, and everyone got busy with their eating. Things were very quiet there for a moment or two, and then suddenly the lady who had been rather cool toward me stood up and said, "This is the best turkey I've ever eaten. Who on earth cooked this turkey?" And the president of the class stood up and said, "Why, Jeannie McCoy cooked that turkey." Well, I just sat there kind of stunned and surprised at her response. But then later on, she was as warm to me as she had been, and it seemed that the problem that had distressed her had just dissipated. And all of that, it seemed, because she enjoyed that turkey. As I've thought about it later, I thought, God answers the strangest kind of prayers. If we will allow Him to be involved in everything in our lives, and we do that simply by talking with God and asking Him, then all kinds of exciting things like that can begin to happen. I believe in talking to God about everything. There's nothing that you can leave out that He would not be interested in your life. I want to encourage you to be thankful, to pray over everything, to seek God, to let Him handle things you don't understand, and to be a blessing for other people. God is in the prayer answering business. It needn't be anything formal, just maybe praying over a turkey. So that's my turkey tale for you this month. And I hope you'll remember that God is listening for your voice, and He would like to be involved in your life in the tiniest of ways.